Hey YouTube, it's Evan. This is the second edition of Ask Evan. So I wrote down a list of questions that you guys have asked me throughout the comments and private messaging and my Gmail. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and start answering these questions for you. So number one, how did you get into Wicca / the craft? I've always been very kind of interested in nature and things like that. I've always been more connected being outdoors, and I always kind of felt like that's where I needed to be. I felt like I needed to spiritually kind of work within the elements within nature. Ever since I was a small child, I mean, I would prefer to go outside and play with rocks and dirt and mud than play with Barbies and video games. And as I got a little bit older, I did some research to see, you know, what kind of, I guess, spiritualities or other people are like me, and then I found Wicca, and I did a bunch of research on Wicca and witchcraft, and I started studying, and I've been avidly in the Wiccan and witchcraft community ever since. Number two, can you use magic to find stuff? Yes, you can. For example, you can use this pendulum. It's kind of all tangled up. Give me a second. Maybe. There we go. This is a pendulum. And you can, if you don't have a pendulum, you can easily make one with like a keychain and a piece of string, like a little key ring that you use to put your keys on. And say, for example, speaking of keys, say you lost your keys and you need help finding them, then you can use your trusty pendulum, and you can walk around your house and say, you know, where are my keys, or whatever object it is you're looking for. And your pendulum will either tell you yes or no, and when it's telling you yes, it's saying yes, you're close, or no, you're not close. So it's basically like a game of hot and cold. But that is how you can use magic to find things. That's one way you can do that. So number three, are you raising your son to be pagan? Yes, I am raising my son pagan. I'm raising him with the pagan holidays and pagan values and things like that, Wiccan values and whatnot. But at any point in time, he comes to me and says, hey mom, this isn't for me, this is not my spiritual calling. Say he wants to tell me he wants to be a Buddhist, then I'll support him and I'll let him do whatever he wants to do, and I will love him unconditionally no matter what spiritual path he chooses. And number four, what does your sister Wolf do for a living? For a living, Wolf is a bridal consultant, so if you are looking to get married, people call her up and she kind of plans flower arrangements, and she plans the venue that you're going to be married at and things like that. So she kind of organizes a wedding, and she also has a degree in veterinary assisting / vet tech. So she also works with animals. Number five, what is your favorite magical movie? I guess my favorite magical movies, if I had to really pick some, is definitely Harry Potter. The entire Harry Potter series is completely freaking awesome, and highly recommend it. Another movie that I like, magically speaking, I guess, is Practical Magic. And the third, I don't know, The Craft. So, yeah, those are my three favorite magical movies. Number six, what is a chalice and how do I use it? A chalice is simply a small little goblet or a little glass like this one. And you use a chalice for ritual work, esbats, sabbats, things like that. And that is usually the glass that you offer the god or goddess or whatever deities that you are celebrating. That's the glass that you pour their drink, so like their drink in their honor. That's what a chalice is typically used for. It's also used for drinking for initiations, broom jumpings, hand fastings, things like that. Number seven, what is psychometry? Psychometry is the psychic ability to touch or hold an object and feel its energy or its history and past. And I have been trying very hard to kind of hone this talent, because I do have it to a degree. You know, I can't touch a building necessarily and feel its entire traumatic history or anything like that, but there has been instances where I have touched a certain object or held a certain item, and I've kind of felt a rush of emotion, whether it be elation or sadness or anger, or I can also feel its energy by touch, like if it's receptive energy, protective energy, if it's got more healing qualities. So I can feel those things too. But psychometry is definitely a psychic ability that I definitely recommend you perfect and hone if you do have it, because it is well worth it. So yeah, number 8, what is an empath? I'm so excited that you guys are asking a bunch of psychic questions and things along those lines, because I have been meaning to do psychic ability videos, but I haven't really kind of received any feedback on what you guys wanted to see. And with these questions, I now know that you guys want to know more about empathy, psychometry, seemingly a little bit more about divination. So I will be making more videos on that in depth. So be looking forward to those in my psychic abilities playlist here on my channel. But empath, what is an empath? An empath is somebody who can feel or sense energy or their aura. For example, say you're in a crowded room of people that you kind of know, kind of don't know. Maybe you do know them, maybe you don't know them at all. And you can just basically kind of pick up on their vibes and their energy with or without them even saying anything to you. Don't get it confused with telepathy. It's not telepathy. It's not like mind reading or mind communicating. It's just simply you can sense their energy. For example, use the room as an example. Say you're in a crowded room full of people and, you know, people are chatting it up in their own little corners and things like that. And you go to a little specific group and you start talking, and there's just one person in the group that has a happy face on and looks so happy and laughing it up, but you can really kind of tell that's kind of like a facade. They're kind of faking it. That's a form of empathy where you can kind of basically see past the bullshit. So that's what an empath is. An empath is somebody who can sense and feel energy and aura of other people and animals, things like that. Number 9. How do you make a demon disappear? This question was also in my Ask Evan number 1 video, which kind of goes alongside of how do you do an exorcism, which is I simply cannot. How do I make a demon disappear? I don't believe in demons in my personal spiritual path, and if you do have a demon problem, then I highly suggest you consult your nearest holy person to get rid of that problem, because hate to burst a bubble, but Wiccans and most witches don't deal with demon work. So, number 10, are you an empath? I am an empath, and for the longest time it kind of freaked me out, because I'd be around a specific group of people and I'd feel one certain way, and then I would go home and I'd feel a completely different way. You know, or like I'll be around a certain person and I can like feel if they're happy, or feel if a cold's coming on, or I can feel if they're mad, you know. And like I said, it kind of used to freak me out as a child, because I kind of used to be like, you know, does other people feel these things? Am I the only person that feels these things? Like for the longest time I thought I was a freak. But comes to find out, pretty much everybody is an empath to a degree. I think it just depends if you want to open up that part of your mind to kind of reactivate sensing the unseen. So, yes, I am an empath, though. Number 11. What is your favorite football team? My favorite football team is the AFC 2014 champions, the Denver Broncos. Yes, heck yes, we are going to the Super Bowl. I'm really excited about that. That's also why I have orange and blue eyeshadow on, which is extremely eccentric and not really like me to wear that kind of makeup. But I was having a little cheer on party day with my husband, and yeah, we won the AFC championship, moving on to Super Bowl, so go Broncos. Okay, number 12. Do you accept fan mail? No, I do not accept fan mail, unfortunately. Several people have asked me throughout the past couple of months if I have a P.O. box they can send me letters and cards and stuff too. And unfortunately, no, I don't have one, because to be honest, I was horrifically stalked a few years ago, and it went on for almost 2.5 years, to the point where this person actually sought me out, found out where I lived, drove around my house, called me, followed me to work, followed me to school. Like, it was really, really disturbing. So no, I don't have a fan mail way, or I don't have a way for you guys to send me fan mail. If you guys do want to send me fan mail, I guess the only way you can get a hold of me is by my 3 forms of social media, which is of course, here on YouTube, and it's not even like you can send me anything. You can just kind of message me and tell me what you need to say, because it was traumatic. That's all I'm going to say. It was very traumatic and scary. So no, I do not accept fan mail. But if for whatever reason that changes, I will, of course, let you guys know. 12. What is the best way to get a hold of you? Oh, 12. I wrote down 12 twice. Number 13, I mean. What is the best way to get a hold of you, and what is your Twitter addy? The best way to get a hold of me, like I said in the last question, is my 3 forms of social media. 1 is here on YouTube. 2 is through Gmail. You can use my personal Gmail, evynn.rose@gmail.com. And now Twitter. In my video, I just posted my Herb Saturday video. I mentioned I would be putting my Twitter addy in the description box, but I neglected to do so because I got way too busy. So I will definitely put the addy in here in the description box. But for you guys who just want to bypass that, it is just my name, evynn.rose. Just type that in on Twitter, search me, and it will come up. If you want to look for me by my username, it's all lowercase, Evynn, EVYNN, _Ivory, IVORY, _ROS. I couldn't put Rose because it was too long, so that's why I said if you just want to search for me by name, you can search up Evynn Ivory Rose, and you'll see my face, and I will come up, and you can add me, it'll be fun. So, yeah, that concludes the number 2 of Ask Evynn. If you guys have any more questions, I would love to answer them. Feel free to comment below, or like I said, you can ask me now on Twitter, yay, or Gmail. So yeah, until then, I wish you all lots of light, love, and blessings, and I will see you next time. Bye.